Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. So, and yeah, welcome. Florent, Mehmet, PJ, nice to see you. And yes, you are certainly not late. Although I'm starting a little bit later today than usual. Well, that's very nice of you to say. Okay, so basically, it occurred to me that I have been starting a lot of things and not finishing them. And that is maybe a general point in life. Reaper, hello. Michael? Oh, this is great. Okay. So I thought that there may be some issues that actually we want to dive into and do some resolving on. So there are a couple that I want to check out. So one is server components, some are layers, and then there are some PRs that I think I can resolve and hopefully unblock for a bit. So let's see. So I can't promise this is anything particularly fun, but we'll just dive in and see what we can do. Okay, I think this is actually the same as another issue that I'm tracking upstream. Yeah, I think I'll track this here. What is this? Yeah, I think that's fair. Okay, back to issues. And actual issues, minus label pending triage. Minus label needs reproduction. I don't want 2.x issues, and I don't want documentation ones, and anything else I should exclude. Okay, I'm going to exclude enhancements. And okay, we have narrowed it down slightly. Okay, yeah, this is one I definitely need to fix. Okay, so we have an issue at the moment that if I pull up a Nuxt install and I run a prepare step on, say, just a basic, I'll use the basic types fixture, then what we should see is a number of things generated in our .nuxt folder, and some of them use absolutish paths, and we basically want to sorry, make sure that we are using relative paths for support in Docker, WebStorm, anywhere else where your actual IDE is not the same as the system you are running your Nuxt dev server on. So at the moment we have got RTS config, and we use relative paths for all of our aliases, for our include and our exclude. So we have a report that there are some lingering issues here. So imports, those should be fine. So I think it's possible that Andre is still using this should not be taking place. Oh, it's the tsconfig.server. Okay, let's see, what is it doing there? Yes, it is doing these absolute types. So we do need to implement this in Nitro. Okay, so that's the first thing that we can land. Nitro imports, layouts, and middleware. Okay, so let's first tackle what we can in Nuxt. So we have our middleware types, and we're basically mapping out the composables file. That's fine. But it's fully resolved. We need this to be a relative path. Okay. And we also need to do the same for here. Okay, those will definitely improve it. And then the other two things are nitro. So we can do this, I think. Okay, so here we want to do okay, so basically, I think what we want to do is this should be pretty straightforward. We know the path it's going to be in. So we just want relative nuxt options. I think we should be able to get nuxt from there. Like that. And we should be able to say build dir something like that. Okay. Think that might work. And then I think we should be able to do the same here and here. Let's just check if that works for us. Hey, Seleman! Okay, and what have we done? We should have our middleware. Does that actually work? Yes. Our layouts, also a relative path. The thing is, I'm not sure if this is actually right. As in, I think I wonder if it would be better to use the alias rather than, because we have an alias, I think, for these things. We have our app. So we should be able to use nuxt source app for, oh no, it's nuxt source pages. Maybe this is best. Yeah, that might be actually the case. Okay, so in that case, I guess we just need to make sure it's still working. Hey, thank you, Broker. Morning. Okay, let's just quickly run a type test. Thank you, Rupa. That's very kind. Right, let's see. Hopefully that's still going to work, even with relative paths. And we'll just call this relative type augments. Fix nuxt, use relative paths when augmenting types. And on the assumption that it's hopefully going to work. Okay, let's fire up Nitro as well. So we'll just pop a new window, connect to the same server, and come on. Okay, open folder, Nitro. Okay. Right. So we want to check out two things. The first is our Nitro imports, which is generated by... Oh, and the issue here is that some of those paths are absolute. So we can basically check this file and rather this file. So to do use relative paths. And we also want to check tsconfig.server because some of our, it looks like some of our types there, particularly in the import paths, are not being resolved relatively. So I think what we want to do is to do normalize aliases to be relative. And this should be relatively straightforward, so to speak, because we're doing exactly the same in Nuxt, and it's not too much extra for us to do that. Although, let me just check. It's not, is it possible that this is coming from Nuxt before I dive full into making the change? Alias, I don't think so actually. TypeScript. Oh. Right. Okay, so I think what we're going to need to do is normalize them manually. So what we do in Nuxt is we have a template file and we iterate over our paths like this. This is how we normalize them. And I think we'll have to do exactly the same for, yeah, we'll have to do exactly the same, I think, in Nitro. We also probably want to normalize that too. Okay, so if we head over to Nitro, we basically want to stick this here. And we probably also want to normalize our tsconfigs. Wait, I think we probably just want to do this. Okay. Right. So basically we have a file, our file is called tsconfig. And I think we just, actually we move this up here. There we go. So this should then hopefully work. We want to normalize our part, and the tsconfig include, that's fine. So our relative with dot is from the tsconfig directory. So that's fine, we can swap these up. And we're checking whether the file exists or not. So we should be able, I think, to I think this seems fine to me. So that's actually relatively straightforward. Where are these extra paths coming from, though? They're not coming from, they must be coming from Nuxt, I guess. So these aliases are presumably, there's an auto, let me just check. tsconfig dot aha, we are actually doing it here. Okay, so actually some of this is in Nitro, but some of this we actually need to handle here in Nuxt. Okay, so basically we want to do the same thing though, which is this relative from the path. So this should not be the absolute path. It should be a relative path. And we should actually have the exact example of what we want to do here. Like this. want this. So we would say, okay, that's the absolute path. Here's our relative path. We need this relative with dot utility, which is probably not exported. We need some stats, which is here. Okay. And I think we can drop this out. And yeah, we probably do need a shared utility because at this point, this is being used in Kit. Well, for the moment, we can keep it like this. Okay, relative with dot is a useful little function, a couple of lines. Right. Okay, so what we're wanting to do is basically, oh, I need to copy some more across. Okay, root directory with slash is super simple. And we know that the tsconfig include exists. What's the matter? Do we know this? Yeah, we do know this. We know that must exist. So, okay. Hey, welcome. Welcome to the exciting stream. Okay, so basically this should, I would think, resolve the Nitro tsconfig mostly with trailing slash. I think there's something that we need to do in Nitro, but this should resolve our, yeah, imports and paths are both being injected by Nitro. Assets in public, however, and we need to normalize include. In fact, this needs to be normalized in Nitro anyway, I guess. So this is all relevant. So basically I would say, what we want to do is, yeah, that seems fair. So, okay, so it would be nice to test it. So we're going to build and pack. Actually, is there a pre-pack stat? I think there might be. So we just need to pack it. So what we're going to do is test the actual built version of NitroPack in Nux to make sure it does in fact resolve this issue. And in fact, it might not be needed to do all of this extra work here, which would be nice if we don't have to. So to test it, I'm just going to stash the change. So I've saved it, but we don't actually have it in our project. And then I'm going to pull in the latest version of NitroPack into our package.json here. And we're just going to say resolutions, NitroPack, and use the file resolution. So we're going to get the path and the name of the tarball, and then just pop it in there. And hopefully, if I install, that's just going to use the package that we've just created. Okay, so what I want to do is just run nuxi prepare one more time and see what happens. We've got hopefully something that exists. Well, I've obviously broken something. Oh, I guess exclude didn't exist. That is actually fine. But we just are going to ignore it for the moment. I'll fix it in Nitro. I'm interested in seeing if everything else works. And we just need to, in Nitro, confirm that we're not like surely we know that, but it actually there's no way that we have to have include, so we can just directly do that. But there we go. Okay, so we have some generated types, and namely, they appear to be nice and relative. Let's see if things still work for us. And meanwhile, we can undo that last commit and add this here. We also need to handle this up there. So I'll instead do a quick patch. Ooh. Is there something missing here? There's some extra, yeah, there's some white space. Let's try that once more. Whoops. And that seems fine. So then we also need to handle that to-do comment, which is relative paths in Nitro imports. So in Nitro imports, we have our auto-imported types and our auto-import exports. And specifically, we are getting the wrong types here. Hey, thank you. That's very kind. Thank you, Oscar. Now these all look fine. So what I wonder is that maybe this example isn't using the right path, like the right version of Nitro, because it's all correctly working like that. That's the H3 path. So it might not need an extra patch. It might just be, I think that might just be a mistake in testing. That's my guess. Okay. Right, well, let's push that change here. And open a quick PR. Yay. What do you mean one more? Oh, one more great site. Okay. I'm a bit worried. I was like, you're counting down to something. Whoa, I'm seeing all kinds of people. Okay, Sean, welcome. Good to see you. And Joaquin, nice. Hello. Okay, M2. And what do you mean Vue and TS? Okay, I'm sure there are some Vue and TS experts here. Just fire away with any question. Milas, where does Nitro end and H3 begin? So H3 is used by Nitro. H3 is the framework that has things like define event handlers and basically handles the what you might think of as a lot of Nitro, actually. Nitro is more like a bundler. Nitro is a little bit more like the framework that produces the server at the end of the day. H3 itself isn't the server, it's the server framework. Okay, so we do have an UnJS issue, I think. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. Okay. And as always the case, I probably need to just lint it because, so Nitro, yes. H3 is like Express. It's a better Express, basically. What we're working on here is basically just a grab bag of stuff. So right now what we're doing is we're using relative paths in the generated types, tsconfig and other things. And that is going to improve performance in Docker, experience in Docker and in like remote code spaces where your IDE might not be exactly the same as the tsconfig that's generated. And I think also it will improve WebStorm, which for some reason also needs to have relative paths. So hopefully this is going to solve that. Oh, you wrapped up a PR for... Oh, nice. Oh, that's very nice. That is very nice. I like it. So this is for Cowl.com, everybody, and this will be for detecting overlapping availability for different people in a meeting. That is lovely. B-Sky is it's a social network like this. It's a Twitter-like social network. And basically, so you have a feed, you have people. There are different kinds of feeds that you can create. So that's what it is. Okay, cool. That's great. So I think we also have a Nuxt PR to open up, which was basically use relative paths and augmenting types. That's fine. We can push that up as well. Looks like things passed. Okay, and this will be a bug and type related. And I think we actually do have a Nuxt issue linked here. Cool. Hey, Ven. Okay. Cool. And now that will also do some extra type tests for us. It will test with bundler module resolution as well. Okay. Right. Good stuff. So that is 2 PRs. Always nice to get something underway straight ahead. Okay, what's next? We have, I think, some issues here. I'm just going to quickly copy that and open it in a new tab. Is it? I say the sound of typing is oddly satisfying. That is true. Let's see what we can... right, sort by most commented. Look at that, 151 issues. It's an upstream issue, which is why it's so frustrating. We do need to sort it out, I think, somehow in Nuxt. But honestly, it's not coming from Nuxt. Hey, thank you, thank you. Always fun to jump into something totally new. Well, let's see. These are all upstream, which is why they're sticking around so long. This is not directly from upstream, but it's stemming from a workaround that we have to do from something that's upstream. So what's something that we can actually solve? That is probably can be closed, apparently. Thank you. This is Arc. It is arc.net. Okay, so that should be resolved. That might be worth doing. Let's just get rid of the upstream bugs because it's not helpful. Oh yeah, pin what link? So Okura, Oscar, the plan is to bring it into the main repo, yes, or at least make it an official Nuxt utility. I could actually do some work on that today. That was something I was also thinking about in terms of wrapping some things up. So yeah, that is something we might take a look at today. If anyone is interested in doing a little bit of testing improvement. Okay, what else do we have here? And I'm going to either no assignee or assignee Daniel Rowe. Is that going to work? No. What am I doing wrong there? Is that invalid? Oh, yes, thank you. If it were a bit easier to use. Goodness. Is it my internet has gone? Okay, I think we're still here. All right, where are we? We're at quick something in Nitro, and let's see what we can do. Okay, so we have just some things that I'll also drop upstream. Okay, we are winnowing them down. 96. If we just solve these 96 issues today, we will be fine. So this we do need to document, I think. Let's see. I think I can get rid of this probably. Yeah, that's just a question. Dev SSR issue with math.js. Okay, I wonder if this still exists. No. Okay, and this looks like something we might handle. The card component, like this or this. Is that what you're thinking? You are very welcome to copy it. Yeah, go for it. Oh, I refactored these though, so that they're slightly different cards, and now have like where there's a similar talk. I'm now now sort of including multiple talks under the same card thing, which I think will make it a little bit easier. Okay, Oscar, yes. Speed bumps in the GitHub issues. Yeah, we can take a look at that for sure. Okay, so let's see. What else? Well, that looks like a bug. Ah, that it has to render a div. Okay, yeah, this is a bug. Yeah, okay. We could look at that. And wait a second. I think I commented, but did I just not close it? Oh, sorry, I never got back to you, Zinst. So getting up to base speed of the new code base. Is it a Nuxt code base? What kind of code base is it? Honestly, the thing that I find most helpful is to try and tackle an issue. So if you can pick an issue that you want to resolve, well, I mean, the first thing to do is try and actually get it up and running on your computer so that you actually have something that you can test things against. But then I would pick like a really easy issue and just not even necessarily assign it to yourself, but just like try and solve it. And that would be how I would try and get to grips with the code base, because it would hopefully, I would hope, it might be a way of like exploring. I always find I explore better if I have a particular objective to achieve. I would say. Okay, this is an issue with Express. Fingers crossed, soon it will be. Well, no, don't migrate a code base just for no reason like that. That's the kind of thing that for the UK government. Ah, fantastic! I love the UK government's websites. That by and large they are just really good. The ones that are actually developed by the UK government. I don't know if you're a subcontractor or a separate agency, but like. They are really so you can go to like DVLA MOT. Let's see if I can find this. The UK government. So like here, this is a UK government website. You can check whether a vehicle has a MOT certificate. So start now. This is normally a lot faster. I'm not sure why it's quite so slow. We're going to accept or reject. That's fine. Going to reload the page. Annoying. Okay. Hide, for goodness sake. Why is it reloading every time? Okay. I really do want to... Okay, here's one of my car. A car I used to have, I mean. My number plate, I'm just going to enter into it. And... Is that the vehicle? Yes. I mean, look, by the way, how nice and accessible it is. Like, I can navigate with arrow keys. Everything is very clearly highlighted. It responds to me when I'm typing on the keyboard. It's just a good website. I can see, all the I get my little skip to main content when I click tab. Like it's it's just beautiful, like in terms of usability and simplicity, I think. It's just a delight. I think this is really good. So I'm just saying, I'm a fan. And the simplicity compared to the US government websites, which I've spent some time with as well, they are just a pain. They are just a pain. Oh yeah, we do need to review Elk accessibility. You apologized here for your previous joke. Never apologize for a pun. What? You're dreaming of pizza, now I'm dreaming of pizza. I would very much like some pizza. Like, I would say lovely thin crust would be incredible. Okay. So many of these we should probably just move to Nitro rather than keep here, but... Okay, we're coming to the bottom of the ones that have been commented on a lot. So I think let's go back and see what we can do with these. I think we have a duplicate issue there. Let's just try that. Okay, nested router. And I think we basically have one from Sebastian and one from maybe more than one. Okay, it was something else. Okay, I think we can basically... Which one is earlier? Is someone already working on this? Puya's already working on this. Okay, so we'll treat this as the official one. So... Sorry, this is a bit boring, maybe. A bit of sort of triage work on my end. But this is what I do a lot of the time. Oh, basically Joaquin is the one to talk to. He is a total genius on this. So... This is a nice idea. Okay, so we are refining down the list. Dependency alias is not working with PNPM. Let's check this out. I think this might be fine. This might be a Nitro issue, and I think it would be actually resolved now. Interesting. This is a nitro issue, as in if it's an issue, it's a nitro issue. Let's just quickly see if we can reproduce. Okay, and I'm just going to open next issue. And we're going to pin the latest version of NitroPack to see whether this is still reproducible. And if it is, I'll try and open an issue upstream. Oh, this is very old. Okay, let's do Nux 3.6.5. And we're going to use resolutions. I'll just use the edge channel. And use NitroPack is npm NitroPack edge, and we'll do the same with h3. There's a lot up in the air, so h3 nightly, and let's install those steps and see what we find. Okay, Mehmet, I answer to you. This is how this works. It doesn't feel like I've been going that long, but I guess it's been about 50 minutes or so. So we'll take a 5-minute break. Cup of tea, anyone who wants one, or you're also allowed other drinks, in the privacy of your own computers. So, we don't need view, that version of YouTube. So I will see you all in 5 minutes time. I am drinking, tea. And we'll be back. But Felix, I don't know exactly what you're asking, so clarify that. But I'll be back. I'll be back in a second. Hey, I'm back, and it has turned to rugby. And pizza. Yes, pizza. Your friend got his first cap. That is fantastic. I mean, that is, honestly, that's very cool. Oh, need to install these. Oh, this is an issue with Node, I think. What is it? What is it using? That seems like the latest. There is. It's called this. This is the tutorial. Why would it? Is the PNPM version? I bet there's a. No. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Oh, in your own packages. Then yes, basically changelogger now supports this pretty automatically for you. So you can, there's this canary flag, which basically will automatically publish and release a canary version. If you want to see it in action, H3 has it set up, if I recall correctly. So you can see, I think here, basically this is all the code that's needed to implement a nightly release cycle. So hopefully that should be super simple. But it is just PNPM changelog and canary nightly, which means H3-nightly, publish, and it will automatically publish it for you. And yes, you can see more about the PR that implemented it here. Which will give some indications of how it works. Right, so what are we doing? We need to check if this is still a bug. What? There we go. Why? That's a bit weird. What's going on here? Why is it wanting? Interesting. Why does this not have a CLI package export? Why is that importing? Okay, this is very interesting. I wonder if this is an actual issue. Oh, it's the Nuxi NG issue. Okay. It needs to have a //CLI thing. Okay, so I'll just quickly fix that while we're at it. Git clone github.com nuxCLI, and then let's open that. I'll do it in the Oh, to answer your question, this is a remote computer. I'm running it in the cloud just to prevent any slowdown on my computer, which has its hands full just streaming this. Normally it's totally fine. Like, it's a MacBook Air, so it's got plenty of capacity. But for some reason, using the GPU to stream and also power like a really, really wide monitor is too much for it. This basically needs to have a CLI. Let's just check that. Nuxi/CLI. Sorry, let's open Nuxt again. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. So either we need to have an export here, which is going to, I don't see a downside actually. I think we can just basically point it to the same thing for forwards compatibility, and just do this, fix expose CLI export for backwards compatibility. Is that right? Index.ts would basically be does this happen? No. What actually runs it? Ah, it has to be the nuxi.mjs. There we go. Okay. Cool. Great. So now Nuxt, and now we have to go back to our Nuxt issue, one that we were looking at. And I'm just going to, basically we're trying out a pre-release version of Nuxi-ng, which obviously didn't have this export, and so it wasn't fully compatible with Nuxt at latest. So we're just going to go back to Nuxi, will be at 3.6.5, which should be fine, rather than the Nuxi-ng version. What? Okay. So, right, what's happening? We've got, oh, an unread PR. Is that from me? Probably my unread PR. Oh. 23 of 25 suggests it's just a flaky test rather than an actual issue, but it is a Windows problem. So is it possible? No, it's just timed out. Windows test takes so much longer to run than Linux, Mac. And it also looks like Harlan is doing amazing work. He's come up with some really nice performance improvements for Unhead to make it a lot smaller. And again, the same issues. It's just a flaky CI. My guess is it? Maybe. Let's rerun them anyway. Cool. That should rerun, please. Cool. Okay, right. Where are we with these issues? So this dependency alias not working with PNPM. That's where we are. I hear a voice.
Dad, can you actually come in?
You can come in, Ned.
Actually.
You can actually come in.
It's a very tiny train.
A tiny train?
Look, here is the tiny train that comes. It's an old steam train.
An old steam train. There's so many people on the train.
And it's going over the bumpy train track.
On the bumpy train tracks, Ned? I don't think I've seen that train before. Are those new carriages from the old box?
I found them.
Mm-hmm.
And these are old back on the same tracks.
Mm-hmm.
He's turning back on to the same tracks. Look, he's diving back on the same tracks. He's turning around.
Do you want to have a quick cuddle, Ned?
I'm playing.
You're playing. Okay.
Because I love it all.
I love you too. My son.
He turned on this same track.
Okay, Ned, I'm going to go and talk to the people I'm talking to again, okay? Is that alright? Okay. Let me know if you want to cuddle.
No, I'm just okay right now. In the
It
office.
is totally a benefit of working from home.
Bam, bam. Is it now money time?
Not right now. What are we tidying up? Who can say? Who can say? What we're doing is we're tidying up issues, and hopefully I want to sort of mark some things complete. And I will take a look at Shamefully Hoist stuff because we're so close. But first, I just want to tidy up this issue, hopefully. So let's run the dev server again. Yeah, that's fine. And let's see
Old steam train.
the old steam train.
This is the old steam train.
So this should work.
Not base for Lou, says the diver. No base for Lou, says the diver.
Port. We need to expose 24678. Because I think this might be fine. Oh, this is only when built, I think. Okay, let's just try this and see if it works when built.
Here comes the old steam train. Pass.
Hello, hi.
My train is out there.
Welcome. Okay, interesting. The Luxon issue. I wonder if could that be a problem with the package JSON of Luxon. Okay, this now looks fine. Okay.
Daddy, look this old steam train.
This is strange. Neddy, if you could be a little bit quieter.
No, this needs to be old train so it can be loud. Cause that's why it's loud. Cause it's an old
Because it's
steam
an old steam train, it has to be loud.
Cause that's its job to be loud.
To warn people.
Maybe if it has to be loud, here isn't the right place for it to be loud. Maybe this is just for quiet trains.
Okay, this still seems to be working. And let's just check our output, Vercel output node modules, output server node modules. And we want to check specifically the thing that can't be seen as Popper.
There's two engines. And a
Popper.
look at these old. Look.
What's the problem here?
Can it do one more stop at Daddy exit and then we'll go to Birmingham
Why?
so Daddy can do his work?
Doing the Birmingham.
I think Birmingham is the next stop.
So next up, that's Birmingham.
Okay, I think this might still be reproducible here. The only issue is that we have node modules, which is why it's coming in. Sorry, Shuchi, I've pinned, or I haven't, it's not pinned anymore, it's this. And you should be able to see my keyboard and anything else you might want to look.
This is a
So node modules for Luxon. Let's have a quick check at what the issue might be. So we've got, this is why, almost certainly, that it has a different import from Acquire, and the import seems to somehow be directing us to the source folder. That's probably what it is. But feel free to, yeah, you are hearing someone in the background, that's true. Well, I mean, this is something I'll happily take a quick look at that. But let's just first see. I think this probably won't work. If I move my node modules to and try starting it once more, I bet it probably won't work. Let's see. Yeah, it can't find proper. Okay, so this is actually reproducible without Vercel. This is still reproducible and would be good. Raise upstream. Okay, so what was it? It was basically importing. Let's see if we can find the dist file, dist server, nuxt, and maybe just here. And we were importing Popper. Or is it being imported somewhere else? Popper. Nuxt dist server. Interesting. Why is it not? Okay, what's the actual source here? We're importing something else that's importing it, presumably. Okay, let's just try this instead. And element plus is presumably what is importing Popper. Okay, let's see if we can reproduce just very quickly in a Nitro repository. They're saying you sound like a train conductor, Ned. Are you a train conductor?
I am.
There's a lot of validation there. Okay. Now this might actually kill my computer. Let's see. Let's see if I can just clone this. Well, okay, we're going to install and reply with this. Let's see if we can. Okay, let's just add element plus. Yeah, it's lagging because of the stack blitz here. I think I need to close it. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully that will improve for you in a sec. I'm just going to run build and then we'll try starting it in a sec. Okay, I'm actually not going to do it because it's slowing us too much. I'm going to try doing this in VS Code again. So we're just going to pop up here and create a new folder. So npx dget, let's try that. And we'll call it hello world. It was just that tab. Is that cloned? Come on. Yes, arc. Browser's nice. Browser's very nice. This is strange. What's going on here? Maybe it's without the tree. Nope. Maybe it's without the main. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly install Element Plus. And we'll try that a moment ago. What do I think of GPT-4? I like GPT-4. As in opposed to GPT 3.5. Let's quickly change folders to this new Hello World one. And update our package here. We wanted to have, oh, for goodness sake, it was an injection key, wasn't it? Okay, and we're just going to log that and return this foobar. Okay, and basically we're just going to build this and see what comes out the other end. And we just want to see output server node modules. We should have SX. Yes. Okay, so we have the same problem. And Popper.js. And we basically are pulling it in here. And it's importing from Popper.js core, but it's not properly resolving it. Okay, so this is good because we can upstream this to directly to Nitro and resolve it there. Okay, new issue, and I might have to create that new repro again. What is it? PNPM aliases are not properly traced. I think it's possible that we might already know about this, but we will just very, very, very quickly have to do this again. I'm sorry, everyone is going to slow down probably. I mean, I'm going to slow down for everybody. Okay, so it'll have to be the reproduction. What do you mean? Why is it motivating? Because it looks fun, or something else? Okay, there one other Nitro issue we wanted to raise? Can't recall. Okay, we can close that, please. And that, and that. Where are we? Where have we got up to? We're closing issues. Like we were started at, I think, 96, so we've closed 5 already. Let's see if we have any PRs we can actually merge and close a couple of more. This particularly. What? What? Interesting. So did those fail? In that case, Windows built. It is just timing out. I'm assuming, but I mean, I would never take anything for granted. It is fun. This is totally fun. Like basically, I do just sometimes have to pinch myself because it is so much fun. Right. Next issue. DevTools type error. I see. This is still in discussion. Okay, I'll come to that in a moment. Okay, we thought we might do some Nuxt vtest stuff because a couple of people mentioned that would be useful to have up and running. I'm not going to fully close this because there might be a couple of other things to solve. I might just check this. This is an issue with the dev server, I think. But I'm not 100% sure that this is a Nuxt issue. Let's see. You find what intimidating? Okay, pull up Nuxt vtest and clone that. Oh, I see. Oh. I think the idea of finding like being uncertain about your code is in general like a pattern. I think a lot of developers we identify with that. Tests absolutely help. It makes me so much happier when I've got like a full test suite fully covering everything that I want in a library. I would absolutely. I mean, people complain, they say 100% test coverage is not something to aim for. I absolutely want to aim for that in any library where it's like feasible to achieve, because it makes so much difference to your own like confidence when you're upgrading dependencies. Like as long as you genuinely have covered the use case, you think, okay, nothing's broken. I've tested every possible outcome of this. Like it's not, you can't guarantee it, but it makes you so much happier. I would say. Okay, so let's look at testing. From where to get a pirated WebStorm? That is not something I'm going to be able to help you with. But you can download WebStorm freely and use it and try it out. And if you're involved in open source, they do have a very generous plan and they will allow you to use it for open source. But they're a great team. I would totally support them. So I would definitely not pirate it. Okay, so let's tackle some issues. Now, actually, believe it or not, this is a deliberate fail because it will be fixed when Nux 3.7 is released. So it's not actually a problem. But it will make it difficult for us to test anything because it's okay, let's just take a look at some triage here. Okay, wonderful. Oh, excellent. This is really good. Thank you, Marin. That's excellent. Okay. Yes, excellent, Matthias. That's right. Okay, we are very quickly going to, I guess, revert that. I guess this is annoying. Oh, I'll just skip the test for now. I think that's probably the best thing. So this is the test that's failing, and I'm just going to skip it to do re-enable when merging Nux 3.7. Why is that throwing an error? I haven't installed the dependencies. Okay. Sure, skip test for now. Hey, thank you, 6 for 12. That's very nice. Okay, this should be fine once we can update that. And basically, this is a nice new feature from VTest that lets us hoist some mocks. Okay. Do you know, I actually have very strong feelings about tea, and it's neither PG Tips nor Taifu. It is Yorkshire tea. Absolutely. I will say there is no better tea in England. I don't know. I can't say for sure about Wales by any means, but Yorkshire tea is the best. Yes, you guessed it. Absolutely. What do you mean? No, we can still be friends. It's okay. Okay, and I'm marking imports within setup files. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, well, in that case, yeah. We're totally affirming each other in our choices. No, Sean, how can you say that? What are you going to Newcastle Brown Ale? Is that what you have whilst coding? let's check this out. Oh, for goodness sake. Really? Okay. Oops. Boring water guy. I see. So, what's the issue here? This left sidebar, or this left sidebar. This is Arc. This browser is Arc, and this is how it looks by default. It's quite nice, and you can hide it. Like you can just hide it, and you get just full screen web browser. It's nice. Cool. This actually looks good to me. Great. Ethan, great. 6412. Okay, something that I do need to solve is the issue with Nuxt. How the browser environment in Nuxt vtest, you mean? Like Playwright component testing, basically. So there is actually waiting for PR reviews is painful. Is anybody here waiting for a PR review that I can provide? Tell me, and I will go and review it. Because there is nothing worse, honestly. Well, I guess there probably are things that are worse, but it is very frustrating. I will say that for sure. And bless him, Julian has 2 of these in here, and it's totally my issue. Okay. Paste the link. Paste the link. Oh, I forgot to lint this. Right. Okay, discard. I've already merged it. Yes. I've seen amazing things here happening. Check that out. You have a video of this working, right? Oh, I thought you meant a PR of yours, Sean, to Nuxt, but yes, I can review it to. I see what you mean. Okay, so you're not suffering of a PR to Nuxt. I'm not going to be able to provide a helpful review right now on this, although in future I might take a little look further. Okay. I think, didn't Anthony have a helpful... What do you mean, Sean? Who are you talking to for a start? Well, that's totally fair, Ethan. Dinner is it actually that late? Oh, it's, yeah. And it's dark too. Okay, let's check this test package update because this is one of the big blockers, I think, for next vtest. Right. Oops, it's just a branch. And I think it's already being in progress. So npx tase major. Oh, I should also rebase it. Fetch origin, get rebase origin main. Let's just very quickly update this. So it should be that. Quickly rerun the install step. Okay, that should result in a small change to the log file. No? Already up to date. Next one. Nice. Next one. Okay, so now hopefully we have a get diff. Okay, so now we're going to tase again. Oh wait, oh no, I rebased it, so that's why. Would Nuxt be are you using Nuxt, Ethan? If you are, it would be fantastic. And actually Nuxt as well would. In that I'm very, very glad. I would be delighted if you wanted to help out. And I'm very happy to DM over issues where you might be able to help, or if you've got questions about how it would work, or even I even am very happy to do private reviews. So if you have like a commit or a branch, but you don't want to open the PR, I'm really happy to have a look and sort of give you feedback before the PR is opened. If you are okay, yeah, if you've got questions about how it might work, or right. So okay. Oh, I see. Nuxt/vtest, not just Nuxt vtest. Yes, Nuxt vtest would be great. And I actually wrote a very, very brief article that might be relevant. So have a look if there's anything there. I linked to some issues that you might tackle. Okay, I'm not expecting this test to pass. We have some issues. Taser is really nice. It's basically, it's from Anthony Fu, so everything from him is amazing. Daniel, hello. Nice to see you. We Daniels have to stick together, for sure. Okay, so basically, yeah, this is what we're having. Right. So we're importing app entry, which means that vtest environment Nuxt should be in our inline, but okay, we've got some changes. Server deps inline. What if I make it in? Hey, welcome. Okay, well then we can't do too much trash talking about Daniel in that case. Let's see, does this work when built? There seems to be the issue coming from Jitty somehow. Anyway, welcome Salty. Yeah, still not. Okay, so the issue is, yeah, this is the error I'm expecting to see. Environments is not defined by exports in vtest. And the problem is, I think that vtest no longer has a CJS environments file. They've dropped that. But that means that we can't import it from vtest environment Nuxt, which the CGS version of that is being loaded. So why is vtest environment Nuxt CJS version being added? I have not seen that. Do you want me to try that? Is that easily reproducible? Okay, because we could try that. So you can try. Ugh. Doesn't seem to be doing that. So maybe I just don't have the buggy version. Okay, I'll just like it and then go back to something else where there are already some likes. Come on, something. Okay, there we go. I'm always happy to. I think I might be doing it. I think it might actually be working. It's all about the speed of how quickly you click. Okay, this is great. Oh, so it's only a UI bug. It's not actually a Yeah. I'm probably now flagged by Twitter as being a bot. So you've probably just got my account cancelled. It's probably what's happened. Okay. 8 likes still. Aha. Fresh. Still 8 likes. Which is me. That is me. So it's maybe not just a UI bug. Maybe it's a broader bug. We can only hope. Okay, so so the issue here is that we're importing vtest environments. And vtest environments, why is this? I can probably create a workaround if I do it this. Let's see if this actually works. So I wouldn't be surprised if that actually does the job for now. Let's see. PNPM dev prepare. It is, I will just say, it is pouring with rain here. Like properly, I would be soaked if I went out for 10 seconds in the current rain. Ah, still not working. Oh no, it's a different thing. Let's build and test again. Is that where the test, is the test suite here building first? Yes. Still a pain that we can't test locally. To figure out how to resolve that to make this a little bit more maintainable. We're not that far apart, Sean and I. Like, but I mean, like in the UK, for anybody who's not, yes, I'm in Durham, and Sean's in Newcastle. So for anyone who's not sort of familiar with the UK, like genuinely a matter of a mile might make a total. The weather could be completely different. Okay, so we've gone back to app entry not being defined, which is also basically there are changes happening in vtest along the lines of how things are inlined or not inlined. Oh, sorry, Sean. I am actually really worried. Is that okay? Like, this was public, right? This was public. Is it on your Twitter? I'm sure it's on your Twitter, right? I've not just totally. I am actually really worried now. It is on your Twitter. You can't complain. There it is. Location, Newcastle upon Tyne, England. Specified. There it is. You made me really worried for a second. Do you actually, what do you, cool. Shares its salaries and core metrics. It's cool. I am not, I see. Oh, I see there's only one. No, there's a whole team. I'm not going to publicly look up your salary on stream. That would be, which is fine. Nobody's going to watch it again. It would be like, as far as I'm concerned, this is like immediate and... Okay, so this was deps inline. Let's see if I can fix this by returning to this. Durham is so far away. Like, if you look at, if you look at basically Durham to, I don't know, Cardiff, like, that is a 5-hour drive. And actually it's a 6-hour train ride. And, you know, that is a long trip. 6 hours. 6 hours. Also, Durham is very far in the north. I used to live in York, which, you know, is further south, and even then... What do you mean you actually live in Cardiff? That is actually where I happened to search. I didn't know. I promise I'm not doxing anybody else. I'm now so worried about this. Okay. What? What's happened here? What does it mean it can only appear at the top level? Two years in York. Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely place. Exactly, that's what's going to happen. You know how it starts. You'll be in trouble. Then I'll be in trouble. Why? This is from my dynamic import, isn't it? Okay. I'm going to undo this for the moment and run the test. Okay. How is this failing? This wasn't failing a moment ago. Okay, right. Let's prepare it once more. Oh, it must be this change. What's the matter? Can't load module. I could have sworn this was fine, but probably I've just removed something. Oh, it's only one bracket. That's what the problem is. Okay. For goodness sake. Right, let's try that once more. Ah, very, very cool. I would love to see that, Daniel. And see you, Sean. Cannot find module app entry. Okay, so somehow this isn't being, this is not being transpiled. Let's see if I do this. Nope. And it's Jitty that's relying on app entry. It's being pulled in by vtest. And it's being pulled in, it is being pulled in there. Let's just see if I build, if it makes a difference. Yeah, those are the days. That was some time ago. Huh. Cool. Yeah, it's quite a while back. Right. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. Okay, let's see. Well, the reason it's okay. So the reason this is defined as an external is because this is a runtime Nuxt dependency, and so basically basically we need to evaluate it at a runtime because it will be resolved by the Nuxt, the vtest config that we're pulling in from here, and so that's why we need it to be inlined. And now this says, I mean, the vtest has said that we've moved things to, we now have this depth optimizer SSR include, so we could try that also. But the thing is, this shouldn't be optimized in a sense, but we'll see. So depth optimizer, what is it? SSR include, and we can include, say, vtest environment Nuxt. We could try that. Let's see if that makes a difference. Oh, this is still the built environment. Okay, let's see. Thank you. That's very nice. I really do believe that. Okay. So what's happening here is that we are pulling in app entry. Why is vtest not respecting the vt config? Like basically, we have a vt config which is registered here, generated here, and this is just not being handled. Like Jitty is pulling this in. This feels like a bug to me with vtest. As soon as we can get things passing with the latest version of vtest, I'll add Nuxt vtest to their ecosystem CI so that things don't get like broken again. But at the moment, it's not getting inlined, it's getting processed directly with Jitty. And if I build it, I don't think it's any better. So if I build it, well, I'll try it. Yeah. Okay, so no better, because what's failing now? App entry is not, so it's not being transpiled. It's not being inlined. Now we have an environment variable we can set, which might be relevant here. I think we do it in Nitro. Let me just check. So there are a couple of ecosystem CI. So ecosystem CI did start with Vite ecosystem CI. But now there are a number of ecosystem CIs around. So there is a Nuxt ecosystem CI. So if you have a project that you're working on that you've built that is Nuxt related, you can add it here and we'll automatically test before releasing a new version of Nuxt. There's a Vite ecosystem CI, which is the original ecosystem CI project. There is a Vue ecosystem CI, which you've just linked. There is also a vtest one though as well. So there's vtest, right? Ecosystem CI. And this was the one that I was talking about adding Nuxt vtest to, because that would then mean that we get tested. Hey, Akriam, Guillaume, nice to see you. Add it. In fact, is it there? It's not. I'd very happily add it. I'll add it now while we're talking about it. So basically, this is how we do it. This has been merged already, which is great. We will quickly clone it. And the thing is, if it's not parsing to start with, that will be a bit of a pain, but it's still fine. I'll just ping somebody until it works. So I'm going to grab an example like Nuxt vtest, copy it and paste it. We then want Histoire. We're going to specify the repository, which is histoire. We need to specify the commands that we need to run in order to test with the latest version of Nuxt. So workflows, I'm guessing test Nuxt 3 is what we want. So we're basically going to run install build, story build. Oh, and this all has to happen inside examples Nuxt 3. So we're going to run build, story builds, and then CI. And I'll need a directory, which is going to be examples Nuxt 3. And that looks like it might work. So I'll just test it very quickly and run it as pnpm test as well. Oh, install deps. Unsupported environment. Does Histoire not support environment node 20? I feel like it should. This is happening from, oh no, this isn't Histoire. This is, for some reason, this is the ecosystem CI, which for some reason doesn't have engines. No, that's fine. So what isn't working here? ESLint plugin JSDoc. What is that? And why? Is that in Nuxt? Surely not. crazy. Okay, well, I'm just going to have to temporarily pick a different version of Node, because that is really annoying. And we have to fix that in... Oh, build from the root. That's a pain. Okay. So, okay. So basically, right. Let's try that once more. Okay. No, it's not. This isn't Histoire. This is specifically, actually, Nuxt, I think. A dev dependency of Nuxt evidently has it, and it's preventing installation when node 20. So, okay, what we want then to do is not specify the directory, but run build, and then pnpm filter packages, examples, Nuxt 3, Histoire example Nuxt 3, and then run CI. Now CI is here. We'll do the same. Let's try that. I think that should work. Okay, so let's just quickly test it and see if that was working for us. Well, obviously Histoire is a great French word. It's a it's a great storybook-like tool. So it's basically for writing sort of stories for your Vue components in a way, and not just Vue components either, but in a way that is native to Vue components. I think was probably how it started, but Guillaume is definitely the better person to answer this. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's building Nuxt, and then it's going to clone Histoire and check it. Okay, so we're installing Histoire. We'll see in a moment if the commands are actually working. And there's one more thing that we're going to do. So basically in our workflows, we have, like there's some other tools. So I'm just going to do a quick search and replace that's going to add Histoire like this. To the to the GitHub Actions, and just check that the test is working. Yeah, sorry about that, Ethan. Basically, I'm aware of it. The upstream provider we had is broken, but it's fine because I still have the original flowchart rendered. So where is it? Contribute. Framework. This could be a good, very good first issue. Is just getting these back. So basically, here is the flowchart. So you can see the originals. Well, it's not okay, but I'll create an issue so that I don't forget it, and maybe someone else can pick it up. We want to have add rendered flowcharts to documentation. Missing contribution flowcharts. Documentation 3.x, good first issue, and boom. That would be amazing. Where do we get to? Oh, test failed. Why? It could be highlighting a genuine issue. Okay. Yeah. It looks like Histoire plugin, we're building everything. I guess we probably have to build everything. Is there a way to just build? I guess we have to build everything, but it's not building because of a type issue, and that is there are different versions of Vite.js plugin view, it seems. We have this one, which has Vite 4.4.8, v3.4, and this one, which is similar, but the filter pattern is slightly different. Now, is that not a pain? But let's see if we can fix it. We could have a overrides, and we'll just say what needs to be the same. Rollup, I think. So if we just say rollup star, that might somehow resolve it. Although I'll just quickly test first. And that is if we go into workspace, Histoire, and we, actually I could just do it here. And we very quickly see if I can fix this by adding a resolution. We basically say overrides, we're going to add rollup star and run pnpm. Let's see if we can now build the thing. Okay, there's a problem with the version of rollup in Histoire. The main thing is that we need to make sure that the ecosystem CI is running properly. I'm guessing the Histoire thing, we just need to update the dependencies and it won't be an issue. But it feels like a shame released yesterday, so it feels like there's not really... Why would you still be on an old version of Rollup? Maybe not. Okay, chunk module IDs is not iterable. This is really... Anyway, thank you, Oscar. Lovely to see you. Really, I don't care about this. It's just the type problem that's the issue. But why? Why? What? Rollup 3.5.1? Why have I specified such an old version? Now, this might be my fault here. Back to package and specify rollup, please, as... Why are we on such an old version? What have I been doing? Try this instead. it may be that we can abstract some of these things out. So basically there might be common modules where we need to have like the same version. So rollup, for example, I think we'd need to have the same version of it. Okay, what's failing here? I think something similar. Filter pattern is not assignable. And where's filter pattern? App-util. What else could be the issue? Could it be Vite? Maybe we don't need to have the same version of rollup, just the same version of Vite, which is currently, I'll just specify 4. I know it looks like that, but it's all about these French package names. Histoire, Vite, Il, I'm assuming it's pronounced other stuff as well. It feels like all the best packages these days are coming out of the French world. It feels like Legon was an opportunity that was missed. Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah. For goodness sake. Okay, I'll specify 4.4.8. Maybe that will help. Oh, does it? Ah. A safe and happy place. And Tom, you just appeared. You were around earlier, but I sort of assumed you weren't there anymore. But anyway, he popped up. Exactly. Like, there's this great package, but unbelievable. Guillaume, I would love if you want to open a PR to add Histoire. That would be fantastic, but it may be a bit problematic. Okay, so if we can figure out what this is, it's all about the types, and look at this. Like, this is such a shame because it's breaking a build, but it's a non-issue. Like, this is a total non-issue in terms of these ones are read-only and these ones aren't read-only, and it will be a filter pattern that's being passed to a plugin. Thank you, Goosenet. I appreciate that. So it's a pain. Anyway, I will push this up so it's a basis. But clearly we need to figure out what this is, what's solved here, what the issue is. Whoa. Oops. No, none of that. This. There we go. I will try a little bit more. Basically, it's basically in order to solve this. Well, I might as well do this now. Okay, so in order to solve this, we need to actually go into the folder so we can see what the real issue is. Not this. Ecosystem CI. Workspace, Histoire. Maybe I have another folder to get into. There we go. Okay, so somehow we're having a build issue, and the build issue is coming from client app util, and I think it's let's just try running build again. Okay, app util, and oh, it could actually be from one of the unplugins specifically. I wonder if we could also somehow just be able to build one package or another rather than build everything. But we have some kind of okay, it's Histoire plugin Nuxt, which is actually the issue. And I guess it must have a util too. No? Okay, so packages, Histoire plugin Nuxt, build. Okay. Okay, so it's a little bit different. This is about Babel. So this one is Vue.js plugin Vue and Vue.js plugin Vue.jsx. Interesting. So we'll try pinning those two. So 3.0.1 is the one specified there, and 4.1.0. That might be it. I have seen it. It's very beautiful, for sure. I like them. It's nice, and it's a definite need to make these things prettier. Although I did actually, when I was debugging some, some really tricky stuff. For goodness sake. Config key. How is this specified? This is just so annoying. Well, we can certainly specify it as any to get it to build, but this is an issue in, I guess, in Histoire. Like it's not a bug, but I think this is something we need to solve in the actual code base rather than in the ecosystem CI. I think if we did that, it would probably work fine. Yeah, this level of type checking is not helpful in an ecosystem CI. So really, if there were a way of disabling type checking when running the build step, because it's not the build step we're worried about the runtime. So that is a pain. If I were to run, so what would the command be? This, I think, is the next thing that I would run. So that needs to run correctly. Why is that not working? Let's try it again. I guess there must be some more things that were not built. Something else. Okay. Oh, maybe this is the underlying issue. Maybe it's the Vue version. What is the Vue version in Histoire? There are some examples with Vue 3.2. That's also probably the issue. Okay, so if we specify now again, the Vue version, well, we have specified that. It's the fact that we have a Vue 2 plugin. So somehow the type of that Vue 2 plugin is, or the issue is that the issue is probably that we are overriding the Vue, and we need not to override it because it has its own hoisting mechanism. So I'm just going to drop all of the Vue overrides and try this once more. And this probably we need to implement over here as well by setting them to false. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, right, so that's built. We'll build the story. Well, like there's some things I think we need to solve in Histoire. So I think at this point it's not the ecosystem CI, it's Histoire itself that we need to fix. So let's just update these things. So let's see if this is enough. To get us to go. And meanwhile, I think there's another PR I can merge in Nuxt. Excellent. Beautiful. Okay, this actually legitimately seems like a... No, it's the same filter pattern again. So we might have to specify... Oh, in it, but it's the... Yeah. But I think it's a legitimate test. So I think basically our Histoire ecosystem CI is fine. We just need to ensure... Yeah, we just need to fix that in Histoire itself. The ecosystem CI is just reproducing an issue that exists there. Hopefully that means once we resolve in Histoire, it should be fine in the ecosystem CI, and it will then legitimately catch us and let us know about future issues. Okay. Let's try fixing that. Unless you're already doing it, Guillaume. No. Oh yeah, that is right. It's evidently a mismatch somehow that's crept in between the two plugins. Cool. Oh, and this is it now reproducing a bug, a problem? So is that an upstream issue in the Vite plugin repository? Or where is this coming from? We're not getting this issue in Nuxt. So it's evidently possible to have these two versions installed in a repository without a mismatch. And also this is just built. One of them is a README and the other is not. It's a sort of, what is this? It's very confusing. I mean, an option could be simply to ignore, legitimately just ignore the. Okay, I'm opening Histoire. I don't want these. I thought I specified the package JSONs. As any. It's not, doesn't make me feel good about myself, but I think it probably is the way to go. I don't want to write to that package JSON. I want a different one. Where's the... Doesn't help. We could write it, but... Anyway, I'll leave the dependency upgrades to you. But what we can do is once you have, it doesn't actually have to be fully released, but if you have an as any, then we can run the ecosystem CI again against that. So, and see if that passes. Okay, right. Well, we'll follow up on that later. It's been a fun stream, but I'm going to have to head. But I will, yeah, I'll catch up with everybody later. Stream won't be happening tomorrow because I am going to be on a plane heading to Amsterdam, which will be lots of fun. And if anyone here is in Amsterdam, let me know. I would love to catch up. The whole point, I'm not on holiday. I'll be working, I'll be hanging out with Nuxt folk. So if you're around, let me know. That would be fun. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day. So all the best. And oh right, I always forget, but I should probably have a look and see if there's anyone we can raid, just in case. Does anyone have a recommendation? Is there anybody you like? Because I'm not currently, nobody I'm actually following is currently streaming. But I'll give you 5 seconds. No? Cool. Farewell then, and see you later. Guillaume, I will merge it and we can continue testing. Okay, talk to you later.